Have you ever prayed for days, weeks, maybe even years, and still nothing changed? You kept hoping, kept trusting, kept waiting, but the silence only grew louder. You began to wonder, did heaven close its doors? Maybe you've whispered in the stillness of night, Lord, are you still there? Are you still on my side? You're not alone. Millions across America, especially those in their 50s, 60s, 70s, have carried this same question. You've lived long enough to know life isn't always fair. You've buried dreams, lost people you loved, watched prayers go unanswered. And still, you keep the faith. But deep inside, your soul quietly aches for reassurance. Here's the truth, friend. What if the silence is not God's absence, but His strategy? What if your delays are divine direction? What if the storm you're in is not punishment, but preparation? Isaiah 41 verse 10 says, "Do not fear, for I am with you." That's not a suggestion. That's a promise. And today, we're going to uncover it. Not in theories, not in cliches, but in signs. Real, clear, biblical signs. Evidence that God is not distant. He is close. He is fighting for you. He is holding your hand, even when life feels too heavy to stand. This isn't just another video. It's a wake-up call, a gentle whisper from heaven, a reminder that you're not walking alone. So lean in, open your heart, and let's walk through 7 powerful signs that prove one truth: God is absolutely on your side. Sign 1. You feel peace when everything should fall apart. It's a strange feeling, isn't it? Everything is falling apart. The phone rings, your heart sinks. Bad news, painful news, the kind that steals your breath. The money is running low. The diagnosis is heavy. The silence in your house is louder than words. And yet, deep inside, you're still standing. You're still breathing. And somehow, you are not afraid. That is not strength. That is not your nature. That is not you pretending to be okay. That is peace. Real peace. Holy peace. The kind Jesus promised in John 14, verse 27. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. Not as the world gives. His peace is different. The world gives peace when life is good. Jesus gives peace when life is falling apart. Remember the storm in Mark chapter 4. The disciples were afraid. The boat was sinking, waves crashing, wind screaming. But Jesus was asleep, right there in the middle of it all. When they cried out, He rose. He spoke, "Peace be still," and the storm obeyed. Not just the sea, but their hearts. If you have felt calm when you should feel panic, if you're walking through pain but still feel steady, that is not luck. That is not habit. That is the hand of God. Philippians 4, verse 7 says, His peace guards your heart. Guard your mind, even when nothing makes sense. That peace is not random. It is a sign, a holy, quiet, divine reminder that God is near, that He sees you, that He is still on your side. Sign 2. Doors open that you could never open yourself. Have you ever stood in front of a locked door? You prayed. You tried. You knocked again and again. But nothing moved. Then one day, when you were tired, when you had nothing left, that door opened. No explanation. No warning. It just opened. And deep down you knew, that was not you. That was not chance. That was God. Revelation 3, verse 7 says, What He opens, no one can shut. And what He shuts, no one can open. That is not poetry. That is power. When God decides it is time, nothing can stop His hand. Not your age. Not your past. Not even your fears. Think about Joseph, betrayed by his brothers, sold as a slave, falsely accused, thrown into prison, forgotten by man, but not by God. Every closed door led him to the one that mattered. One morning, he woke up in chains. That same evening, he walked into Pharaoh's palace. A prisoner turned ruler. A slave turned leader. You cannot plan that. Only God can write that. And He is still writing. In your life too. Maybe you lost a job. Maybe your relationship ended. Maybe you feel delayed. But God is not finished. What feels like rejection is often redirection. The door you wanted may not be the one you needed, but the door He opens will bring peace, purpose, provision. Isaiah 22, Verse 22 calls it the key of David. It unlocks what no one else can. If you have seen doors swing wide when you were weak, if blessings came when you stopped chasing, that was not random. That was a signature from heaven. God is still leading you. He is still guiding you. And yes, He is still on your side. Sign 3. The right people show up at the right time. Sometimes God doesn't speak through thunder. He speaks through people. Quiet people. Strong people. People you never expected. People who show up when you need them most. A nurse who stays longer. A neighbor who prays harder. A friend who calls just when your heart breaks. You didn't search for them. You didn't plan it. But they arrived. And you felt it. This is not coincidence. This is not random. This is the hand of God. Proverbs 27, verse 17 says, "As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another." God uses people. Always has. Ruth had Naomi. Moses had Aaron. Paul had Barnabas. And David had Jonathan. They weren't just companions. They were divine appointments. Sent for comfort. Sent for strength. Think of Ruth. A widow. Grieving. Alone in a foreign land. No money. No future. But she clung to Naomi. And by faith, walked into a field she didn't choose. That field belonged to Boaz. A man who would not only love her, but restore her. Through him, God built a family. Through that family came King David. And through David came Christ. God still works like that. He places people beside you. People who speak life. People who carry your burden. People who remind you who you are. Maybe you've just met someone who sees your heart. Maybe you reconnected with someone from the past. And suddenly, they're pouring wisdom into your life. That's not social luck. That's spiritual design. If toxic ties are breaking, if godly voices are rising, pay attention. That is not just change. That is alignment. That is God surrounding you, preparing you, covering you with community. He is not sending you to walk alone. He is sending people because He is on your side, always, faithfully, lovingly. Sign 4. You feel convicted, not condemned. It stings, doesn't it? That quiet voice inside, telling you to turn around, to stop, to change. It's not loud, but it won't leave. That feeling isn't shame. That's conviction. And conviction is holy. It's not meant to crush you. It's meant to call you higher. Hebrews 12, verse 6 says, "The Lord disciplines those He loves." That means He still sees you. He still claims you. He still has plans for you. A parent corrects a child not from anger, but from love. David knew this. He fell hard. Adultery, deception, even murder. But when God sent Nathan to confront him, David didn't run away. He ran back to God. Psalm 51 became his prayer. A broken heart, a plea for mercy. And God answered. Conviction is a gift. It says, "You're not done yet." It says, "Come home." If lately you felt that nudge, that inner stirring, don't ignore it. That's not God punishing you. That's God pursuing you. He corrects those He still loves. He refines those He still uses. And if your heart is still soft, if you still feel the pull, rejoice. That means He is close. And yes, He is still on your side. Sign 5. Your prayers begin to align with His will. There comes a moment, quiet but life-changing. You stop praying, "God, give me what I want." And instead, you whisper, "Lord, give me what you want." That shift is small on the outside, but inside, it changes everything. That is not weakness. That is surrender. That is trust being born in your soul. Luke 22, verse 42 shows us this moment. Jesus, in the Garden of Gethsemane, heart heavy, body trembling, knowing the cross is near. And still, He prays, "Not my will, but yours be done." That is not defeat. That is divine strength. When God is on your side, something changes. Your prayers deepen. They stretch. They move from comfort to calling, from ease to endurance. You stop asking only for rescue and start asking for purpose. You pray for strength, not shortcuts. For wisdom, not wishes. That is a holy sign. The Spirit is working within you. Romans 8, verse 26 says, "When we do not know what to pray for, the Spirit intercedes for us, with groanings too deep for words." Even when your lips are quiet, Even when your heart is tired, heaven is still speaking for you. Maybe you've noticed it. You used to beg for answers. Now you sit in silence and ask for peace. You used to demand open doors. Now you say, "Lead me, Lord." That's not giving up. That's growing up. That's trust in full bloom. If your prayers have become more honest, more open, more surrendered, rejoice. That is not routine. That is relationship. That is you walking closer. And that closeness is the clear sign. God is not only near, God is within you. And yes, He is on your side. Sign 6. Your faith grows even when life gets harder. Faith is not proven in comfort. It is born in fire. It grows in waiting. It deepens in darkness. When life is easy, faith is quiet. But when life breaks you, faith speaks loud. And if you're still believing through pain, through loss, through years of unanswered prayers, that is not ordinary. That is supernatural. That is a sign God is working inside you. James 1, verse 2 says, "Consider it pure joy when you face trials, because those trials build perseverance. And perseverance builds maturity, not the kind you show, but the kind you live. Quiet strength, steady heart, unshakable trust." Think of Abraham. He waited decades for one promise, a child, a legacy. And just when the promise came, God asked him to lay it down, to surrender Isaac, to trust even when it made no sense. And Abraham obeyed, because his faith wasn't built on comfort. It was built on covenant. If your journey has been slow, if answers feel delayed, if everything in you wants to give up, but still you pray, still you stay, still you hope, that is not weakness. That is faith in motion. You are not the same as you were. You've learned to worship while weeping, to stand while shaking, to believe while breaking. That growth is not self-made. That is the Spirit forming you. 2 Corinthians 5, verse 7 says, "We walk by faith, not by sight." And sometimes walking by faith feels blind, but God sees it all, and He honors it all. So if you feel like you're just holding on, let me tell you this. Holding on is enough. That thread you're clinging to is holy, and that perseverance is one more clear sign. God is on your side, right now, still working, still with you. Sign 7. You begin to reflect the character of Christ. Something begins to change. Not around you, but inside you. You start to respond with gentleness. You forgive faster. You speak softer. You think before reacting. Not because you're trying harder, but because God's Spirit is shaping you. Galatians 5, verses 22 and 23 describe this change. The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. These are not traits you earn. These are signs He is living in you. Think about Paul. Once he was Saul, harsh, violent, proud. He hurt those who followed Jesus. But after one encounter with Christ, everything changed. His heart was broken, then rebuilt. His mission flipped. His soul awakened. The same man who once attacked believers became the one who gave his life for them. That kind of change is not human. That is divine, and it still happens today. Maybe you've noticed it. You're more patient with family. You pray for those who hurt you. You choose peace over proving a point. That is not just growth. That is glory. Transformation is not a moment. It is a journey, a slow, steady refining, day by day, thought by thought. And when people say, "There's something different about you," they're not seeing you. They're seeing Christ in you. 2 Corinthians 3, verse 18 says, "We are being transformed into His image, with ever-increasing glory." That means you're still becoming, still growing, still being shaped. If you've seen that shift in your heart, that quiet turning toward holiness, that deeper hunger for God, rejoice. You are not who you used to be. You are becoming who He made you to be. And that transformation is one more powerful sign. God is not just near. He is alive within you, and He is truly on your side. You may still feel heavy. Life hasn't gotten easier. The pain still lingers. The questions still come. But now you see it clearer. That storm didn't drown you. That door didn't stay shut. That silence wasn't empty. God was there, all along, quiet, steady, faithful. You've seen the signs, not just in Scripture, but in your life. The peace that made no sense. The doors that opened at the last minute. The people who showed up, prayed, stayed. The conviction that called you home. The prayers that shifted. The faith that held firm. The heart that now looks more like His. Romans 8, verse 31 says it best. If God is for us, who could be against us? That's not poetry. That's a promise. A holy truth carved into eternity. God is not distant. He is not silent. He is not waiting for you to be perfect. He is present. He is close. And He is on your side. So don't give up. Don't grow cold. Don't let the enemy lie to you. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are deeply loved, eternally chosen. And right now, heaven is leaning toward you. Let this be your moment, a sacred turning point, a whispered yes to God's voice. If your heart feels stirred, if your spirit feels awakened, don't keep it inside. Leave your prayer in the comments below. Let your cry rise up. Let heaven hear it. Let others join you. You don't have to walk alone. This is not the end. This is the beginning of something deeper, something eternal, because the truth remains. Through every storm, every night, every tear, God is with you. God is for you. And yes, God is still, always, unmistakably on your side.